Milos at the moment. We arrived here last night and we are very deep into our Euro summer. We've been here a long time now. The last 2 weeks, which I didn't film at all, I think because it started in Ibiza, and Ibiza to me was going to be a write-off. I wasn't really planning to do work there. I wasn't really planning to film anything there. Straight after Ibiza, we went to Mallorca. We stayed up in a little casita, which is, I guess you could call it a villa or a cabin in Spanish. I might be completely wrong, but that's kind of what it means. And we stayed in a casita in basically the hills of Solera Dea, so really high up amongst a whole bunch of olive groves. But I'm talking like top of the mountain sort of high, like windy road for 20 minutes to just get there. Mallorca definitely felt like it was cut short by us getting sick, but it's so fine. I will definitely be back. I think out of the places I've been to thus far on this trip, Mallorca has to be the best. I loved Italy. I love Italian food, but I just feel like everything was just good in Mallorca. The people were amazing. The vibes are just on. It was packed. First, I'm going to show you where we're staying for our first few nights in Milos. It's called, I don't know, I'll put it on screen. I don't know how to say it. It's like Anais Milos Suites. This is the room. We haven't turned it into a bomb site just yet. It's got a kitchen, which is the most underrated thing when you're traveling. So I found it's just really nice to be able to make food every now and again so you don't have to feel like you're eating out every single meal. Breakfast. We have fruit salad, poached eggs, scrambled eggs, 2 omelets for Abs, and a fruit salad for me. Quick little catch up before we go out for dinner. We're actually meeting up with Gemma and Josh, friends from back home. Feels like the whole of Australia is on Milos right now. For lunch, we went to this place actually in Plaka, which I will show you, and it was the best. I've been wanting like a really good mixed plate. I guess that's what you call it, like a chicken gyros, but like on a plate. 10 out of 10. Yeah, like... woken up in Milos in a new accommodation. This is one that we were probably most excited about on the whole trip, and not because it was luxury or expensive or anything. Actually, it's one of our cheaper ones, but it was really, really hard to get, and it's one we wanted to stay at for the longest time. It is called Seaweed Studio, if you have seen it by any chance, but basically there's a little fishing village called Skinopi on the island. It probably has 4 or 5 little fishing huts. They're not fishing huts, they're like little houses built into the rock and the cliff. It is on Airbnb, but it is just really, really hard to book. The room itself, as you can see, is A, a mess, B, nothing really special. It is literally just a fisherman's hut, but it's kind of all about the view and where you are. So this is the view we've opened the window to this morning. You're bang on the water. There's literally steps that go down to the water from the entrance, and it's kind of annoying because your feet get wet every time you leave, but you literally couldn't be closer to the water if you tried. And there's this little breakfast bar. The inside is nothing special, being a fisherman's hut, but the view is honestly so crazy. It's built into the cliff, and then you've got the ocean just right there. And this is the view from the outside. This is what I mean. It's literally like in the caves. There's like an old fishing hut there. And then you have this beautiful bit of ocean. Baked aubergine with like mince inside. And then that is, I hate saying it's piglet. Why does piglet sound so bad? It's pork. It doesn't look the most appetizing, but it will taste like heaven. I already know. It's gonna taste good. And we have a Greek salad still coming too. This chocolate mousse. Oh my god. Oh.
Yum.
Oh my goodness.
Like condensed milk. Hey.
Whoa. Just arrived here at a new accommodation in an island called Kimilos. So
we're staying in Milos, obviously, and we thought we wanted to do something different. Like, Milos has so much to do, but we heard about this island called Kimolos, and we hadn't really seen much people go there, nor do we know that much about it, but we thought we'd book a one-night trip over here. You can do like a day trip, or you can just stay a night. It's pretty much just one small town on a pretty big island, but there is just one small town where all the cafes, all the restaurants are. And then there's just beaches all dotted around. We caught the ferry over this morning after checking out of our last Airbnb. We were driving with our suitcases on the back of the quads to our next accommodation on Milos, where we left our bags for the night. It was so much harder than we thought it was going to be.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday.
So we're going to go check out a beach and then we'll come back to the main town. It's like dead at the moment. I think it's like siesta time where it's just way too hot. Everyone kind of hides away inside till the evening again. I'm going to show you our Airbnb really quick because it actually really surprised us. I think obviously coming to a small, less populated island that doesn't have as much tourism, we kind of thought, didn't expect a whole lot from the Airbnb, but we rocked up and it's honestly really, really cool. This is the kitchen, which I love. It's like giving farmhouse vibes. And then here is a bedroom. I love those lamps so much. We're going to hit the beach now and see how far we can get on foot here. When I messaged the Airbnb, I was like, do I need a scooter? And he's like, if you're hardcore, you can walk. So I don't know if that was like a lost in translation thing or it's actually not that walkable, but we'll see how we go.
Bussin'.
We just got back from our boat day, had a shower, got out of the sun for a little bit. We only did a half day, but honestly, like that is a long time in the Greek sun. It was like 35 degrees here, so you feel pretty cooked after a half day on a boat, but I would have actually preferred a full day. I think there's so much spots to see and you can get pretty far around Milos. In a full day versus a half day, you spend half your time driving out and then driving back. So if you do a boat day, I'd probably recommend doing a full day here.
Made it to the moon. Charles. The beer's on the tube. Woohoo!
I can't believe we are leaving Milos today. We've been here for 10 days now, which doesn't feel like we've been here for 10 days. There is actually a lot to do on Milos, given that it is such a tiny island. We've done so much. I think we've been to almost every beach on the island at this point. My favorite place, if you come to Milos, is definitely Ferropotamus. I think it is the coolest little chill sort of beach cove I've ever been to. There's heaps of spots to jump off and you can kind of find somewhere sheltered and quiet pretty much anywhere along the side of it. So if you do come to Milos, definitely go to Ferropotamus. I think my favorite meal, honestly, the bakery is pretty good. I'm going to put it to the bakery, but definitely actually Ohamos. I was wrong there. Ohamos was amazing. We've been back twice. They have this barbecued pork. What is it?
It's called the piglet.
It's called the piglet, actually. They don't call it pork. I actually said I want the pork. They're like, what are you talking about? So my favorite thing on the menu is the piglet. It sounds messed up, but the piglet with couscous, mind-blowing. Milos has been my favorite place so far in Europe. Like, being Australians, we love the beach. What I've learned on this trip is that as much as I love being in cities, I can't do longer than a few days without being somewhere coastal, or I kind of go a bit stir crazy. We have arrived in Santorini. We caught the ferry over this morning. We've checked into a place called Hom, which is a place that we had on our bucket list for ages. It's in Oya in Santorini. Our friends Ali and Jake have come here a bunch of times, and every time we've seen them come here, we've been like, we need to stay at that place. So we finally made it here, and to our surprise, they actually upgraded us when we checked in, which is amazing. I'll show you the room in a second. We're only in Santorini for a few days. It's one of those places that I think is good for just a quick stop. Like, you got to see that Santorini postcard, picture perfect view. And that's what we're here for. It's insane. That's the view from the shower, which can't get much better than that. And it's our anniversary tomorrow, so we're going to go for a nice dinner at another place we actually saw Ellie and Jake go to, called Adami. So I am very much looking forward to that. This is actually our outdoor area, which we didn't have in the other room, and we have a jacuzzi, which it's like 35 degrees, so I'm not getting in that, but it is nice to have it. And then here is our little breakfast sort of nook, which is unreal. Just like, are you kidding me with that view? It's crazy. And then Hom has a really nice pool. It's really big compared to most of the things in Santorini. All the ones we've walked past have been really nice, but they have these like tiny little plunge pools. But Hom legit has a gym, which is insane. There's a little work desk here with the same view. Here's our suitcases, which I am getting very, very sick of looking at. I cannot wait to refresh my wardrobe. Here's me. I'm wearing the Options sample tee again, another day. The perfect fitting tee. Not the biggest fan of like the cave sort of thing. This place is so unbelievably big. Like, you have this massive pool, and you have like 15 rooms, I believe, down the hill. The gym is down there, which I'll go into in a second. I have not seen a gym in, honestly, like a month. So this just feels amazing, just to be able to see weights and some cables. I feel like such a gym bro, but I have really, really missed it. I get asked a whole lot how I stay fit while I'm away, especially, you know, while I'm away for 6 weeks plus. But honestly, I don't do a whole lot. There's a lot of steps, which to me is actually the most important thing, just keeping moving and not sitting around all day and drinking by the pool all the time. But I don't really work out. Like, this is the first gym I've been to in around 5 weeks. And I've, you know, the most I've done is a few push-ups in the morning, which I do try to do when I am feeling a bit, you know, sluggish. But for me, holidays are actually just a time to take time off. I've worked out consistently for 10 plus years now, so I'm not making any gains in the 1 month and one holiday. I think the biggest thing I have learned from being into fitness for so long and, you know, taking care of my body is that you can take time off. Like, you can take months off and you get it back so quickly. It's like, I think a lot of new people have this stress, like, oh, I've worked so hard for this, I'm going to lose all this muscle I've put on. Your body doesn't work like that. Your body is very, very quick to put back on muscle. It's harder to put it on in the first place, but once you've got it, it doesn't run away from you. So it suddenly jumps away. Once you've made the fibers, I believe, I'm not a science guy, they're there pretty much for good, and it just takes stimulating them again to bring them back. So for me, working out when I'm on holiday is honestly just a mental thing. It makes me feel great. Don't do it all the time, but when I have a gym, there's no way I'm turning it down. Spend the whole day pretty much just chilling at home, and we really don't want to leave. It is honestly the most insane hotel. The view is so beautiful, and we think it's probably like the nicest place just to be in Santorini. So we got some food delivered.
This is the setup. The guy literally took 10 minutes, which is unreal. Better than any Uber Eats I've ever gotten. I have a chicken souvlaki, a chicken gyros. Evs has a pork gyros. No tomato, and another chicken gyros. I'm big on the souvlaki, but like the gyros does taste better. A Coke Z, mandatory. I heard someone call them fridge cigarettes the other day, and it's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Today is a very special day. It is myself and Eb's anniversary, so we have a nice little dinner planned. This is the anniversary fit. Start at the bottom, I have the Acne Studios loafers. These haven't really been worn that much while I've been away. I guess like being in Europe, I'm walking a whole lot, so loafers aren't the best things to do a lot of steps in. Options department shorts, you can see little Options Dep logo. I have been wearing these in the grey and the brown and the black every single day that I haven't been swimming. Then I have the Vaucluse Studios yellow seersucker shirt. Options department hat up top. This is one of the hats we'll be releasing probably in our first drop. Accessories wise, I have the Cartier Tank Lewis, and then I have my rings from Merchants of the Sun, which I have worn every single day, probably for the last 4 or 5 years. Dinner's at 8 p.m, so we're kind of just killing some time.